Experience the Bose subwoofer of the Redmi K90 Pro Max. No, dude. Is it appropriate to put tablet speakers in a phone?
President Liu just called you!
The Redmi K90 Pro Max, which was just released an hour ago, has been bought by me for a teardown. It cost me $4,499 for the 12 plus 512GB version. Is this the most expensive generation in Redmi's history? So after Xiaomi Pro Max, Redmi also started with Pro Max. In the lower right corner of the packaging, it highlights the biggest feature of this phone, which is Sound by Bose, the sound system from Bose. I have to say, adding this Bose speaker to the back cover is really cool. The K90 Pro Max phone is like replacing the back's bump with a Bose speaker, similar to the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max. The texture of the entire back cover and body is completely on par with Xiaomi. Let's power it on. First, take a look at the screen. Oh, the K90 Pro Max's super pixel screen in terms of brightness actually doesn't seem as high as the iQ15's M14 machine screen. Xiaomi's super pixel advantage mainly lies in the clarity and power consumption at this level, but at the same time, in terms of darkness, it feels like the Redmi K90 Pro Max is a bit darker. For those who like to watch movies in bed with the lights off at night, these recent new devices should be quite enjoyable.
Hey boy.
Okay, I can't wait to see what the internal structure looks like, so without further ado, let's start disassembling. After heating, we'll forcefully open the back cover. Come on, it's open now. So why can't we safely do a forceful teardown? Mainly because its back cover is also made of fiberglass, just like the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max. Nowadays, phones with glass back covers are really becoming less common. The advantage of fiberglass is that it doesn't break when dropped, but personally, I still prefer the cool feel of glass. Taking a closer look, the camera's deco is made of metal, and the internal part of the Bose speaker has a very fine dustproof mesh. So even though the external Bose speaker looks like it has a large opening, there's no need to worry about dust issues. Now this is the internal craftsmanship of the Redmi K90 Pro Max. On a scale from 1 to 91, what score would you give it? Actually, without looking at the label on the shell, just by looking at the internal structure, it's hard to imagine this is a Redmi phone. It looks just like those flagship models from major brands costing 5 to 6,000. The most striking part inside is definitely the large speaker in the upper right corner. Let's take it out. In order to fit this large Bose speaker, the motherboard cover this time is designed in a left-right split style. On the left side of the motherboard cover are the flash, infrared, and light sensor. On the right side is the super large Bose subwoofer speaker. Let's install it and power it on to test it and feel the amplitude. Let's place a few paper balls on this subwoofer to try it out.
At the beginning, these paper balls couldn't stay put at all.
It directly flew 2 miles away. You see, the long ones can still be placed. Now, let everyone feel the difference in phone sound quality, with and without this subwoofer. Now, the subwoofer is connected. Okay, now the subwoofer is disconnected. The difference between having the subwoofer connected and disconnected is like the difference between Daniel Wu and me, completely two different things. Then looking at the size of this subwoofer, it's an exaggerated 1620. The supplier is ACC Ruisheng Technology. Anyway, I've never seen a speaker of this size on a phone, but I have seen it on a tablet. Those who noticed might have already seen it. It uses the same size speaker as the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro. That's right, this time Redmi has put a tablet speaker into a phone, and it even added more acoustic materials inside. Then, looking further down, this is a 50-watt wireless charging coil. Redmi has really provided everything this time. Now let's remove this camera module. This time the imaging is a comprehensive upgrade compared to the K80 Pro. The main camera has been upgraded from the previous generation's Light Hunter 800 to the same Light Hunter 950 sensor as the Xiaomi 17 Pro. Then, looking at the camera interface, it surprisingly supports slow motion at 1920 frames per second. You see, my X8 Ultra only has 480 frames, which is quite interesting. The wide-angle camera uses an OmniVision OV50M, and to be honest, these specifications are quite average. The telephoto, although it uses the same JM5 sensor as the previous generation, has been upgraded from the previous generation's upright telephoto to a periscope telephoto. Moreover, it uses a conventional single reflection, making macro shots easier to achieve. The motherboard uses a dual layer stack design, and the processor is the first in the sub-brand to use the 5th generation Snapdragon 8 Ultimate processor. It also comes with a D2 discrete graphics chip, so it has a discrete graphics card. Additionally, the copper traces on the motherboard are more than the previous generation. Now let's disassemble this top speaker.
Ha! You heard right. Besides that monster-sized 1620 subwoofer on top of this phone, it actually has a separate top speaker, and the specifications of this independent top speaker are not small. I checked, it's a full-range duct speaker from Ruisheng Technology, model 1115F, so this configuration is really spot on.
Next, let's disassemble this top speaker. After taking apart the bottom speaker, it was found to have the same 1115F specification, but the supplier has been changed to ACC Ruisheng Technology. So the overall sound quality configuration of the K90 Pro Max is like this. Both phones are equipped with 1115F speakers, plus a 1620 subwoofer.
I listen to my audio efficiently with the best phone.
I think we finally brought those bass and iconic high-fidelity audio to a smartphone.
All our efforts will eventually be heard by the users.
Can everyone hear the difference between these two? Let's continue to dismantle. The tailplug speed has been upgraded to USB 3.2 Gen 1, finally allowing smooth file transfers. The wired charging speed is 100 watts this time, and there's nothing to criticize about the tailplug configuration. The motor, when removed, is of the 0815 size, which is significantly larger than the previous generation's 0809. Then, looking at the supplier, it's using Hengdian DME-GC. Oh, this is the same size and supplier as the Red Magic 11 Pro Plus we disassembled in the last episode. I hadn't really heard of this Hengdian DMC before. Next, let's take out the battery. The battery has a quick release design with a capacity of 7,560 mAh. The manufacturer is Dongguan New Energy Technology, The battery design is a single cell with a dual interface design, which allows for faster charging and longer lifespan. Okay, so this is the full internal view of the Redmi K90 Pro Max. Now let's reassemble the phone. It feels like this K90 Pro Max is somewhat like the K20 Pro back in the day, overshadowing its own Xiaomi 9. However, with the starting price of $3,999, since there are many upgrades compared to the previous generation, the price has also increased. If budget is a concern, you might want to consider the previous generation K80 Pro, which is currently priced at just $1,800, less than half the price of the new model. Moreover, each phone has undergone multiple rounds of official quality inspection, ensuring quality. Okay, restoration complete. Hey, what do you think the effect would be if this subwoofer were connected to my Oppo A5?